Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the E22 podcast. And I got myself, also known as CN6. And with me, I got Jazzy.
What up?
No Javi. Once again.
Javi, want to say something? I'm a bitch.
I'm a bitch. Yeah,
We do that every time he's not here.
I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch. Yeah, we know Jav. We know Jav. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's busy again. But he will be here
Next week.
For
sure next week he will be
Yeah,
here,
we're going to be reviewing In a Violent Nature. That one should be an interesting movie. But yeah, guys, we're gonna be reviewing Furiosa, a Mad Max saga.
Yes, sir.
So I'm assuming we're gonna get more because it's a Mad Max saga.
Yeah.
So I guess
we gotta get a third film.
Well, was Fury Road part of that, or is this like another? Because Fury Road was back in
2015,
bro, and then this movie came out this year.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing a saga. Do you think it'd be like a trilogy or something?
My only issue is with if it's a saga, is it gonna be another prequel or is it gonna be a sequel to Mad Max Fury Road?
Yeah, and are we gonna be focusing on him? You know, but hold on. We'll get to that. Before we get into it, guys, I'd like to remind you guys can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Make sure you follow our socials at E22 Podcast or go to E22podcast.com. You're gonna see all of our links through there. And yeah, with that being said, man, let's get into it, dude. So when this movie was announced and we saw the trailers and stuff, I wasn't really intrigued at first because I never seen any of the Mad Max movies, bro.
Same here.
I've only known there's video games of them. I know the video games.
I know of one, the came out on PS4, I think. That one?
I don't know, dude.
But I don't know if it was related to the movie or not. But I know it came out around the same time. I think.
I thought Mad Max was from the video games, but apparently no, it's been a thing before the video games. The first film was in the 19 something, dude.
That was a long ass time ago. Holy shit.
Yeah, dude.
No, I had no idea there were older films until Hav told me. I knew of the 2015 one before that, but I had no idea that there were actually OG ass fucking movies.
Yeah, I didn't know that either, man. So, yeah, I never really got into Mad Max. I never played the game or whatever, so I never really got into it. I
heard it was pretty good, actually.
Really? The game?
The game. Even if it was affiliated with the movie, because you know how games that are made for movies usually tend to be shit, but I actually heard it was pretty good.
No, dude. I only knew what it was. Not necessarily not the lore or anything, right? But I knew what it was in the sense where we're in the desert, wasteland, cars, motorcycles and shit. But I never knew what the fuck it was.
You know what I thought it was? What? And it is kind of on point. I thought when I saw the 2015 trailer for Fury Road, I'm like, oh, so the whole movie is you driving? And it kind of is.
That's
there are moments when you're not. But I legit from beginning to end, I thought. And this is part of the reason why I didn't want to go see it. I'm like, bro, if it's literally them driving from beginning to end nonstop, there's no way you can do it. I'm not interested. I just assumed that's why I never watched it. I'm like, that's hard. It's impossible. You can't do that.
Well, keep in mind, this was back in 2015, so we're teens, bro.
We're in high school, yeah.
Yeah, we were 15 and shit, so it wasn't something that we're going to go check out. Bro, come on. We're trying to see some real shit, bro.
Yeah, for
real. I heard, I know I mentioned this before on a previous pod, but Gravity. Remember Gravity? I heard that was a good movie.
I saw that one actually.
But when I went to go see it, I was 13, and I was like, "This shit lame as hell." And we snuck out, and we went to go see Insidious.
Yeah, it makes sense. That makes much more sense.
Yeah, but so as a kid, when you're that young, bro,
dude, that shit like that don't intrigue you. Even though I saw it, because I just like space shit, right? Yeah. But I can now we're looking back, it's yeah, I don't know why I was into that shit, but I can definitely see why other kids won't be into it.
Yeah, bro. We just
that shit's not made for kids, bro.
Nah, man. It's just you can't really lock in.
No,
man.
You can't.
It's kind of imagine if we're that age, right? And we want to go see Killers of the Flower Moon.
Facts. Bro. That's so true.
We would have left that, be yo, that movie
that shit was
ass.
boring. Dude,
and to be fair,
all they do is talk.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That shit was ass.
Yeah.
And same thing for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think when we saw that,
we were older, but even then,
we were 18, I think. Man.
Yeah, but we were like, 19. What the fuck was that about?
And and this is before us. When we've mentioned this in the pod as well. This is before us, actually watching a bunch of shit and reviewing it. So I don't know. I'm kind of curious. Will our perspective change if we want to go see it now? You know.
You know, I would definitely want to see it again because the only thing I ever like, my biggest takeaway from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was like, I remember thinking, I'm like, what was the point of Margot Robbie's character? Like,
I forgot.
I remember saying like, bro, you can take her out of the movie and shit doesn't change.
That's true. Yeah, man, it was really weird. But keep in mind, guys, this is back when we weren't really doing this, right?
Yeah, we weren't.
But I wonder if it
critics.
Yeah,
in a sense.
I wonder if we want to go watch it again. We'd be like, dang, you know what? That was kind of.
I get it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but whatever. So yeah, man, I wasn't really super hyped for this movie because, like I said, I never really had any information on Mad Max and stuff, and it kind of reminded me of like Borderlands in a sense where it's kind of like goofy and kind of, and you know that I don't know how to explain it, right? Well, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's like if it's a camera trick or I don't know what the fuck. You know those scenes where it looks where they're like it looks fake. Everything's going kind of fast paced and it looks kind of fake. We kind of got that. We kind of had a shot in this and in Fury Road, Mad Max Fury Road, and in this movie in the very beginning. Where do you remember where in the very beginning in the movie Furiosa we see her as a kid? She's climbing up that wall and they like whip her and then they take her down. You see how like it went super fast and like kind of cartoony. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's
I remember that
weird.
scene, but I'm trying to. I know what scene you're talking about. It's legit the beginning of the fucking movie.
It looks like fast paced in a sense. I don't know how to explain it, bro. That camera work just looks
I gotta see it again because I wasn't really focusing on that.
I could maybe we could put on Fury Road, but I just thought it was gonna be like that, kind of like goofy and whatever. And to a sense, it kind of is. I mean, I never seen. Okay, to prepare for this movie, we saw Fury Road.
I saw it last night.
Yeah, I saw it 2 days ago. To prepare for this movie, because if you guys don't know, Furiosa is a prequel to Fury Road. And apparently they said that we could watch Fury Road without watching like the other OG Mad Max movies. And to be honest, when I saw it, I was like, okay, cool. I feel like I didn't really need to see the other movies, except whenever we got to Mad Max's character, we see him have flashbacks and like about certain people and like a little girl, and I'm assuming that's from like the OG movies that we don't know about.
Maybe.
And that's the only thing that I was like, what the fuck's going on? And sure, everything else too is like, what is this place? What the wasteland? But when you get through the whole movie, they kind of explain it pretty well. Like, oh, this is this. We do this. Fury Road is them, you know, where they haul the cargo to trade and stuff. And then with this movie, it does the same thing as well.
Yeah.
Where it kind of much explains everything as well, like again and stuff. So technically, could you just watch this movie, jump into it?
Yeah.
Technically, yeah, you can, because it is a prequel and stuff, and they do explain everything really well. But I guess will it hit a lot more if you saw the OGs? Obviously, right? Same thing with Fury Road. And I guess before we really jump into it, let's talk about Fury Road, like little. We give our rating for that and like just talk about what we liked and stuff.
I mean, my like I said, my expectations heading into that movie now compared to years ago, right? I was like, all right, I watched it on Hulu. That's why I saw it, right? And I don't know if it's accurate or not, but I booted it up on the Apple TV app, like that one, okay. Their service. Yeah. And Apple, it posted the Rotten Tomato score on there, and I saw it, and it was extremely fucking high. I don't know if it's accurate, right? But it was at like 97. I was like, whoa, damn. It's that high? I need to double check it, but I was like, okay, this movie must be really good. And so watching that movie, obviously, it sums it up. The best way, how it sums it up is how they sum up the movies in the movie that just came out, in the Planet of the Apes movies. That's how they kind of sum it up, which it was helpful because I hadn't finally understood the road and everything. Yeah. I will say the one thing about that movie, and I thought this heading into the movie last night and back in 2015, is that I thought the movie would focus more on Mad Max. Not Fury so much Road. On Fury Road. Yeah. Would focus more on him and less on Furiosa.
That's true.
And even though I was like, oh shit, I completely have it fucking wrong. It's more of a Furiosa film. Even though that my expectations were flipped, I still did very much enjoy that revenge plot in that movie. I think it's very creative, bro, how they do the fight scenes on the road. Like me thinking about it back then and heading into the movie last night, I'm like, how are they gonna pull off fight scenes in
Yeah,
cars?
majority of everything happened on that road.
Yeah, bro, and I'm just like, damn, bro, like how they maneuver, the weapons they have. I'm like, oh shit, that's actually like really creative. And they kind of did some new shit in the Furiosa movie, and so I would say I was just pleasantly surprised. I think it did exceed my expectations. Not saying that my expectations were high for that movie, if I'm being completely honest, just because like I did not know what to expect. So how can I have expectations? I didn't want them extremely high or too low. I just like, all right, just entertain me and give me a good story. And I got that. So you want me to see my rating for that movie too, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
I say for Mad Max Fury Road, I'll probably give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's a great film. If you have not watched it, I think it is worth a watch.
I agree, man. It's true that movie I was expecting more of Mad Max, but I'm assuming we got that in the 3 other films or something.
Here's the thing, like I said, even when I just didn't care about those OG movies, so maybe it's our fault.
That's true, yeah.
But even then, I still enjoyed the fucking film, even though it was more centered on Furiosa.
That's definitely true. Mad Max in this movie was like a side character almost, and it was mostly about Furiosa's. It's about her, where she's coming from, and in that movie we find out that she was taken and all that stuff, and I enjoyed everything, man, in that movie. The action was so fucking cool, like you said, Mario. It was very creative. The characters, the acting, and I didn't even know that it was what's his name? I forgot the actor's name. Mad Max.
Oh, the guy that plays Venom.
The guy that plays Venom, bro.
Yeah,
I'm actually
recognize
surprised, and I'm like, dude,
he's good.
He's really good, man. I really did like him playing as Mad Max in this movie, and I was kind of shocked, bro, because I'm like, holy shit, bro, what happened? Like, and Venom, I get it, it's more different, more comedic, but like, dude, your act, like, he
can act.
nailed it with this role, you know, and everybody else in there. And I don't know if you noticed, but one of the wives in that movie was actually I don't know her name, but she's Catwoman from the Batman 2022.
Oh, is it the shorter one? She's short.
And she has short hair.
Yeah, her. That's her?
That's her, bro.
Oh, what the fuck? I didn't even notice that.
When I first saw her, I was like, yo, she looks familiar as fuck. Who the fuck is she? And I looked it up, and yeah, it's her. It's Catwoman from the Batman.
I had no idea. Fuck.
Yeah, right.
Did you recognize Furiosa?
I'm gonna be honest, nah, bro.
She's in Hav knows. Her name is I'm gonna mispronounce it, but it's like Charlie Theron, some shit like that.
Where's she from?
She's in a lot of movies. She's not. There probably is a staple, but I don't know about it. Obviously, the one I recognize her from was from Fast and Furious. Remember, she's like that blonde. I think she has blonde hair.
Fast and Furious, the first Fast and Furious.
No, the newer ones. She's like a villain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's her.
I did not notice that.
I was like, oh, it's a chick from Fast and Furious.
Oh shit!
I didn't know, but she killed it. I like her. I as an actor, I do like her. In this movie, I think she did well. In Fury Road, she did good.
No, yeah, definitely do. I think everybody nailed it. You know, but yeah, that girl from the Batman. I was like, dang, bro, she looks bad as
when he got up and they're all just holding them down with they're holding each other down.
Oh
with,
yeah, bro.
Hosing. There we go. Not holding.
Wait, you said hosing.
I meant hosing. Them down with the water. I was like, hey, yo, what the fuck going on here? I was like,
let me get in some. And Mad Max was
let me help you spray.
No, and Mad Max, bro, he was like, let me get some of that too. But he wanted the water, bro. I'm like, damn, he thirsty. Different way.
Yeah, facts, right? I was low-key mad at that part because I'm just like, bro, no, like they're clearly trying to escape. Just be like, get this off of me and you give me some water and not like I'll walk. Y'all motherfuckers can.
Yeah, but keep in mind, like we don't know. Like,
yeah, I know.
And here's another thing too, man. And I'm telling you, we have to see the other movies. Fuck. Okay, well, guys, if you guys don't know, it's gonna be a spoiler review, right? You see from the title, it's a spoiler review of Furiosa and I guess Fury Road, right? So if you guys don't want that, click off right now. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. All right. But okay, Fury Road. Remember when one of the wives ends up passing away? The
one that
the one that was pregnant.
Yeah, her. Yeah.
Do you remember where she dies and stuff, and then Mad Max gets like a vision, and it's like her dead or whatever, and then Furiosa's like, "Did you see her?" It's like she went on the wheels, and to me, I'm like, I was confused, like, oh, did he mean like in real life? Oh, did you see her? Sorry, did you see her like out the window, her getting under the tires, or like
or like, you mean like
can he see vision? Like, can he see like a vision like that's so Raven? That's what I'm confused about. I'm like, what are these visions?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because what was that vision? He saw that was like he saw her, and to me, I'm like, whoa, does does he see visions or something? And does the girl Furiosa like know about him? But no, clearly no, right?
No, there's no way.
So like that's what I'm wondering. Like, what the fuck is?
I don't fucking know.
Either way, point is, yeah, probably not. She was probably asking like, oh, if he saw like out the window. But I'm just curious, like, what the fuck are those visions with the Mad Max, bro? Who's that little girl? Like,
it's got to do something with those OGs, bro.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, and so that's one thing. If you watch Fury Road, like they won't necessarily explain that.
No.
And everything else, I'm assuming. I mean, everything else, I
just locked it down. I'm like, oh, PTSD.
Yeah, like, you know, probably something from his past and stuff. But everything else, I mean, sure, it's gonna be confusing and stuff, but you kind of get the gist of it.
Yeah, no, it won't. It won't hinder. Even though you're gonna be like, oh, what the fuck? It's like, no, you'll still enjoy it.
Yeah, you get the gist of it, man. But yeah, I'd give the same. I give the same rating, Mark. I give it an A, man. I think it's a great movie. I had fun watching it. Definitely, a lot of fucking action. Obviously, they needed to because it's on the Fury Road. You know. And I thought it was really cool, man, especially where they're on their way like hunting Furiosa down, and that guy on the guitar like
and just constantly playing.
That's funny.
Bro, when I first saw it, I'm like, bro, they just got a vehicle dedicated to playing music.
Yeah, and like I don't know, I just like the vibe where like they're weirdos, like crazy. Like, I guess the first introduction we get of the War Boys, where he's like, witness me, and we're like, yo, what the fuck's going on? He sprays himself in chrome, like his mouth, and he has these spears with like explosives on him, and he like does that jump. That was badass. I'm like, yo, I don't know, I just fuck with that. Like, kind of like when we saw Boy Kills World, that scene of that crazy motherfucker.
I'm trying to remember what's in
when
they're at like that factory, whatever.
Yeah, and that dude's crazy. I don't know why, dude. I like when characters act like that. And like that's what reminds me of like if it's like a video game, like I don't know, like arcadey weird. I don't know how to explain it, dude. It's super difficult.
It's like the movie's kind of like accepting like the goofiness in a way. I'm not saying it's goofy, but like,
if anything, I thought it was no. If anything, bro, I thought like it was gonna be a lot more goofy, but it's not. It's definitely not. At least that's how I thought of it.
I thought it was going to be like... That was my thought with this movie.
Yeah. Well, sure. Yeah, when I first saw the trailer for it, I thought Furiosa was going to be that way. But after seeing Fury Road, I'm like, oh, okay. Now I get it. I definitely understand now. Okay. It's not really goofy.
It has goofy elements in terms of like the bad guys.
Yeah.
Because you're in a wasteland. Like, what do you expect? Do you think all these people are going to be fucking sane people? No, they're going to have some sort of fuck thing in their head.
Yeah. So in Fury Road, it's just, you know, Furiosa, which is the person that does the cargo haul, like the war. What was it called again? I don't know, man. I forgot what the entire trailer where they do the whole trading and shit. She's basically going a detour, taking these wives and stuff, and basically trying to go back to her hometown because we find out that she was taken and she was put in that community and stuff. And Mad Max is just there tagging along, like because helping. You know, she's just tagging along and helping. And so that's where we segue into this movie, Furiosa, where we find out how she was taken.
We legit pick up in her land, her home, or whatever. And low key, bro, this makes me wonder if there's like some elements of the old world left in this Mad Max universe, because if we see that there's
that's true.
What the fuck are those things called? The towers that spin because of the wind and generate power.
Oh, windmills.
There we go. We see those, and not only that, we see buildings, but like actually constructed buildings that look like a normal ass house that you would find today in fucking LA or some shit. And those buildings have solar panels, and I'm like, okay, like, where the fuck did y'all get this shit? Because it makes the world.
I'm
feel
telling
bigger.
you, bro. We probably have to see the OG movies to find out exactly maybe what happened. But that's a good question. I don't know, dude. Because in Fury Road, because even my Fury Road is after this one, right? Fury Road, we find out that her people are gone. It's just that small group, and then we find out that, oh, you're trying to find the green place where she's from, where you passed it, and it was like that shitty,
like the one where it had those weird people crawling. Did they say why it went like that?
I don't know. Because
I was
remember.
Watching it, and I was like, did they ever explain why? They just said they passed it.
I can't remember. But clearly everything's gone.
And it was after she left, shit got fucking terrible. I'm like, who discovered them? Because in Furiosa, it looks perfectly fine. Like, they have a settled culture and everything. And so when we pick it up in Fury Road and it's like all fucked up, it looks like a fucking bomb went off. I was like, well, not a bomb.
I kind of fucked up.
What?
Because I said, oh, it's going to be a spoiler review and stuff, but I forgot. We're going to do a non-spoiler first.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, oh, fuck it. I was like, all right, bet. Who cares?
No, I fucked up. Damn. Well, if y'all still here, man, I appreciate it. Man. Like, fuck. I mean, no, we fucked up. We fucked up. I guess we get exposed for Fury Road. I mean, but I mean, if you're watching this movie,
I mean, Fury Road came out years ago. If you don't,
oh, that's fair. That's fair. And if you're watching this movie, you probably,
probably seen it.
Yeah. And okay, fine. Yeah, let's do like the non-spoiler situation with this film. I thought this movie was definitely an improvement from the last one we saw, Fury Road. One thing for sure is Fury Road definitely had more action sequences, and that's because it's on the road, right?
Yeah.
This movie not necessarily doesn't have that many action sequences compared to that movie, but if anything, they're just as satisfying.
Yep.
In this movie, there's more complexity and there's more story in this movie as well. You get to learn about Furiosa and how basically you actually, and even the world, bro. I think. Well, compared to Fury Road, because I don't know if the other movies explained it better, but compared to Fury Road, yeah, it explains everything a lot more better, and it kind of makes sense, man. I mean, 15 years, not 15 years, but since 2015 till now, people most likely forgot, and they want to do like a little recap and stuff. But the acting was also really great. Yeah. Chris Hemsworth, surprisingly, man,
Listen, man, whenever I see him, bro, I always see like, oh, it's fucking Thor again. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, but here, I'm just like, you know what? I'm like, I don't just think Thor. I think this fucking character. Like, he absolutely fucking nailed it. And even with Furiosa, her name is, I think it's Anna something Taylor. It's like Anna or Anna something Taylor. So I'm sorry.
Movies?
No, oh yeah, she's like another Timothy Chalamet, bro. She's
really?
Up and coming. She's like a hot like A-list actor where like all the studios want her. She's like one of those actors, but she's on that fucking level or getting to that fucking level. She's on the same like trajectory type shit. And I mean, this film proves it. Like, dude, obviously she's the catalyst of the film. She nails it. I think Chris Hemsworth is an excellent villain. In terms of how he's portrayed in this movie, he does an excellent job. Like I said, I don't just see Thor, because when I first saw him appear on screen, I'm like, oh, it's fucking Thor. Like, and not gonna lie, bro, I saw similarities. I'm like, some similarities between how Thor is portrayed now, Ragnarok Thor, and this. I'm like, yeah, I kind of see Thor in it, but but I know, right? But there's differences where like you forget about that, and you're like, you know what, it's actually a pretty good villain. You can see how how fucked up he is and shit like that. Exactly. This villain actually has death, my bad, compared to like other movies where it's like, oh hey, I'm a bad guy, I did something bad for you and you just want to kill me. It's like, no, there's more to it than that. And I think that's a very it's a positive in this movie. We get to see how Furiosa ends up in Fury Road in this movie. So like how she loses her arm, everything and shit like that. And that shit was gruesome how she lost her arm. Fuck that.
That was fucked. But yeah, that's true, man. I definitely agree, man. It's definitely way better than Fury Road. The characters, the acting is really great. And this movie was pretty long, man. I didn't realize.
Yeah, this movie was long.
It's 2 hours and 30 minutes, man. And I was not expecting that.
Me neither. I didn't know. And I thought it was gonna be the same length.
And like as much as like I mean, dude, I really like this movie, man. I really do. It's way better than the
Fury Road.
And despite everything that we're saying, man, I felt that bitch, man.
Yep. I did feel it too.
I was like, damn, like this is actually long as hell. And like one thing that it does as well, it does those chapters.
Yeah, I was already about to bring that up.
Yeah, it does like where do we seen that? We've seen it in The Northman. We've seen it in
was it in Killers of the Flower Moon?
I think it was. Yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah, the whole typical chapter stuff.
And I think it definitely helps. It's a positive for the movie, but because of that, it makes you feel the line like, damn, like it's chapter 3. Like, damn, how many more we got?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
if anything, I think there's 4 chapters. I think.
I thought there was 5.
Was there?
5 or 6.
I can't remember. 2. But I remember when the 4th one hit. I saw you react a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, damn, another one.
I saw you react a little bit, like, dang, a 4th one. And I think the dude next to me also kind of reacted. And as we were leaving, actually, there was a couple in front of us. They were like laughing and stuff, like, dang, that was too long. Like, my legs hurt. Like, I don't know if you caught that, Mario. But
no, I didn't hear that about it.
Yeah, they were in front of us. And they were walking really slow because of it. Yeah,
that's why they were laughing?
Yeah.
I heard them laughing, but I didn't know it was because of that.
No, that's
I thought they were laughing because of other bullshit.
It was like, dang, I can't walk. Like, my legs hurt. That's actually
kind of funny. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean...
No, I feel that, bro. Because, like, listen, like... Regardless if the movie's good or bad, anything more than 2 hours, 2.5 hours to me... No, 2.5. I feel the bitch, bro. I don't give a fuck if the movie was a 10 out of 10 or a 1 out of 10. I feel that shit, right?
Really? So I think there was movies that
in terms of like my body, not in terms of like I feel like, bro, fuck, I wanted to end. No, in terms of like
fair.
when I stand up, it's like, oh, my ass.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's what I mean.
That's fair.
Yeah, dude. No matter what. Mm-hmm. I don't know about you.
No, well, yeah, like your butt will hurt and shit like that. Yeah, I mean, I feel that, but I think with this movie, I didn't really felt it in a sense where, oh my god, okay, they're dragging it on. Me personally, I was like immersed into it. I was like, yo, I really fuck with this. If anything, bro, it got to the point where I'm like, am I watching a show right now? Like, dude, or something? Like, this kind of feels like a show.
Whenever we get movies that do chapters like this, I think it's it can be a good thing and a bad thing. It depends on how they handle it. But in this movie, it was a good thing because like you can kind of tell multiple stories in a movie. Mm-hmm. You know, like every chapter is it serves a purpose, kind of like a TV show. But obviously, in this, you got to do it in 2.5 hours, and I think it did that. And explaining every part of Furiosa's story and how she ended up in Fury Road. I think probably my favorite chapter had to be the one where it was near the end. I don't know if it's like the 5th or second to last one, but when oh wait, that's a spoiler. Never mind. I'll tell you in the spoiler section. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, my bad. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, but no, man. I still think the chapters were a positive for the movie, even though, like I said, it's a positive, but you are gonna feel it. It makes you feel it because the movie's telling you like, hey, we're in the 3rd chapter. Hey, we're on the 4th chapter. Hey, we're on the 3rd. Like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. So yeah, it comes with its good and bad. But in this movie, I think it was good.
Yeah, but if you're a fan of Mad Max and you love the previous movies and especially Fury Road, you're definitely gonna love this one, man.
Oh yeah,
I definitely recommend you guys go out and see this and check it out. And we saw it in Dolby,
and I think it does benefit from it.
And it does. It looks great. Not only that, I don't know if it's new, bro. I don't know if this is new, Mario, because I never felt this before.
I know what you're gonna say.
Our chairs were vibrating to the sounds of like the vehicles and stuff,
like the bikes, the engines and shit. Yeah, bro. It was low-key
raw. It's raw, but like, is that new or something?
It could be new, but it also could be in the fact that this movie specifically, obviously, the vehicles are a big aspect of the movie.
Yeah,
and obviously, bikes are loud. These cars are loud. So maybe when they were in the audio booth, whatever the fuck, these people who are in charge of the movie, they're like, hey, for people who are in Dolby, they got to feel that bitch.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why, right? I mean, I hope it's like that in every movie because honestly, it was badass. Because when I first felt it, I was like, "Hey," I kind of looked at you to like see your reaction. And I was like, "Yo, that's kind of raw." I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, because I'm pretty sure there's no movie I saw, bro, like in Dolby that did that.
Yeah,
I think it's like the first. So that's why I was asking, like, "Yo, is this kind of new or something? Like, what the fuck?" But yeah, we saw it in Dolby. It's that Dolby atmosphere, and it's really cool, man. Dude, it's just this movie. We can't really super go into it because with spoilers. But if we're talking about like the plot itself and the dialogue, I think it's done really well. The entire characters, the world building. If anything, bro, I would say that this movie does a really good job explaining Furiosa and her story, and also the world around itself. Because we travel to the gas town, we travel to the bullet farm and stuff. Because in the Fury Road, we don't. We just see them in the distance, and we just know the names.
They're spoken, yeah.
Exactly. And I'm not sure if it's in the OG movies we've been there, like they know whatever, whatever the fuck. But in this movie, we actually go there, and it explains everything, and it explains how the Gastown was basically explains the history of Gastown and Bullet Farm, how everything came to be from like Fury Road, and I really did enjoy that, especially for someone who hasn't seen the other movies and stuff. And I think everything was excellent, man. Everything was excellent in this movie, man. The writing, the Crims Hemsworth, the main Furiosa girl, the action sequences, man. Even though there weren't as many compared to Fury Road, they were still really cool and like satisfying, bro. I guess I don't know what else to say from non-spoiler.
No, I was going to say, I think everything is an improvement. I agree with you on that because the first one, even though it's a great movie, I could tell I'm like, you know what, it's definitely an 8. Yeah. It didn't do too much to give me to give it a 9. Even though I was debating, I'm like, that was good, but I don't think it's worthy of a 9. This one, when I think about everything, the story, the plot, the characters, the visuals, the audio, the action sequences, the dialogue. Like I said, there is more dialogue compared to the first one. Absolutely, I think the dialogue also hits.
But like we see everything from the beginning. We see everything like like Furiosa as a kid and how she is captured and stuff to the very end to how it leads to Fury Road, and I really did appreciate it, and I kind of understand why it's like a longer runtime, and I really appreciate that, and everything was like, how to explain it, like the flow was like there in my opinion. Like it flowed very well. There weren't like
that's true. I never think about that.
Like there weren't like crazy time jumps and like flashbacks.
There was no moment where like,
shit.
oh shit, we're here. Okay, all right. There was nothing like that. Yeah.
And whenever there was time jumps, like
it's kind of like you expect it. It's like, all right, bet.
Yeah, you expect it. Of course, you expect it. Yeah. But they do it really well, and they cut it off when it needs to be cut off. Like they don't drag it too much. Like there's not like parts of the movie where, all right, when are we getting to Furiosa when she's older? We're getting too much of this kid shit. You know what I mean?
No, I feel you. Yeah, it definitely
like it knows when to like when it's a perfect time to okay, we're done with this arc, with this little mini story arc of her as a kid. Now this is her as like a teen, and now here's her as like a woman. Like they do that really well,
and that's another reason why I say the chapters benefited it, because like I think it's like the first two. I think you're a child still or some shit like that. I forget so. When she goes from a child to like where like what we see in the trailer, right?
Yeah.
But like that's what I'm saying. Like the chapters do benefit the movie, and it helps with that feeling where it's like, oh, okay, when are we gonna like there's never gonna be like, okay, you stayed here for too long, because obviously the chapter needs to end.
Exactly. So I guess with that being said, let's give our rating, and then we could just jump into the spoiler section, talk about more about the plot and everything. But
you want to go first or me?
I'll go first. We pretty much said everything in a non-spoiler. There's nothing else I could really add on to it, man. It's just other than that, it's a fantastic movie, man. It's really entertaining. If you love Mad Max, you're definitely gonna love this movie. I think I'm gonna give this one a 9, girl.
Give it a 9. Is it worth the movie ticket?
Is it worth? I think it is, man. I think Dolby, man.
Dolby?
You got to see this bitch in Dolby.
Yeah, I would agree, man.
If it's our Dolby though, like if you got the seats that are vibrating and like the audio, like the kind of does like the switching audio to the left side, right side, like then I think it's worth Dolby. Definitely.
All right. Then I can't. I'm not gonna say anything different. I think unlike the Fury Road movie where I'm like, this is an 8. I just can't see myself giving it a 9. Furiosa is very much an improvement in probably every aspect of the way. So I am going to give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's an amazing movie. It's definitely worth a movie ticket. I agree with Hector, like I said earlier. It's most definitely worth it to see it in Dolby. It's the visuals. I won't say there's crazy visuals, but you're really in it for the audio.
Yeah,
the audio is fucking insane, dude. Like I said, like that was the first for me, and I enjoyed it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, well, that was fucking raw as shit.
That's true, man.
But so yeah, man, it's 9 out of 10, and it's definitely worth the ticket. You should go out and see it, and then see it in Dolby.
Yeah. So yeah, guys. With that being said, that's our non-spoiler review. It's really tough because I can't. What are like the negatives? I can't give a negative. Maybe. That's true. We kind of maybe. Because if there's no negatives, why isn't it out of 10?
And for me, whenever you're at the 9 or 10 range, for me, it's okay. I probably don't have a negative for you. It's just in terms of how much did you wow me. In order for me to give you a 10, you have to wow me multiple times. And in this one, what wowed me, and it only happened once. What wowed me was the action sequences and how creative they were. Because for me, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. Even when I was watching Fury Road, I'm like, bro, you can't do much. Like, what the fuck? You can't. Like, at one point, it's gonna get very stagnant. And both movies, I can very much say, it was never stagnant in terms of like what they did in terms of combat. And that's what wowed me. I was like, damn, like I gotta give them a props. Like, this is crazy. Like, I never would have thought of this. Like, if I was behind fucking this film or not. And that's what wowed me. Like, the reason why I give Dune Part 2 a 10 is because I was wowed multiple times. I was like, not one with the visuals. 2 with Timothée Chalamet's performance, and then 3 that final sequence at the end where it's the Fremen versus the Empire, or I don't know what they were called. It's been a while, but like I was wild multiple times. I'm like, oh my god, like I'm blown away right now. And so for me, that's what I agree. The difference between a 9 and 10. Because when you're at a 9 or 10, bro, it's like you're probably not going to give it a negative.
It's maybe the same thing. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, what I'm supposed to say? Terrible villain? No, I like Chris. Terrible main character? No, Furiosa did a great job. Terrible audio? Terrible this? No, there really is no negative for me. It's just in terms of like, okay, how much enjoyment did I get out of it? And that's what stopped me from giving it a 9 in Fury Road. Because when I was thinking of Fury Road, I'm like, it was there, but I was never wowed. Well, not wowed in the sense of wowed in the sense of like the action was good and it impressed me. And here it did it again, but it topped it, which is why I was wowed.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I agree. If anything, bro, I'm I guess I'm gonna be different in that aspect. When it comes to the actions, to me, I enjoyed both like equally. I guess what jumped it up for me in to like another point for this movie is that the characters are more like complex and there's actual more of a story and like you know what I mean. The dialogue
more deeper.
Exactly, it's more deeper. The
More of a
dialogue,
connection
the connection that you have with Furiosa and the different characters, you feel her pain and stuff. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I like that type of, at least for me, right? I like that. If anything, I would say this movie had more of that than Fury Road.
That's true. Yeah.
But with the actions, I think I like both like equally. I mean, okay, I guess the negative. I kind of wanted to see more action.
More action in this one.
More action.
I guess
because if we're gonna be honest, we don't get a lot of
action.
action. The only time we do is like it's like the third act.
That's true.
You know.
Yep.
Because it's not that much.
Because the beginning of the movie is kind of even though there is somewhat action in there, but it's more of a build up.
Yeah, and that's I guess that could be maybe another small like negative I guess for people that we're expecting like more action. That's true. Like the first. I want to say hour, bro, of the movie or something, dude. It's just build up and like everything. It's kind of like, how do I explain it? Some Killers of the Flower Moon type shit, where like it's just a lot of dialogue and
but
stuff.
The dialogue is
but the
so
dialogue
good.
is there. It's really there, and I'm immersed in the story, you know. But no, you're right though, Mara. It like yeah, for like a 9 or 10, to me it's similar. It's just in a sense where did it wow you or whatever. I definitely agree. I think this is a great, like an excellent movie, man. Like it's a fire movie.
It's fire.
But do I agree with you in a sense where it blew my mind and stuff? Like I'm like, yo, this needs a 10. Nah, no, yeah. But either way, 9 is still great. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
because for me, like a 9 to 10 is
yeah.
masterpiece. 9's amazing, excellent film. That's why I give it a 9. I'm like, all right, bet you want me once.
Dude, it's still.
I'm gonna give you a 9.
It's still fucking fire. If anything, bro, this movie made me more interested in the world.
That's facts. This one did, yeah. I wanted to, like it kind of made me like, damn, maybe I should see the OG movie.
Yeah,
like I wanted to know what
movie-
the fuck these flashbacks are.
Yeah, like the
in
last
Fury
movie
Road.
was fun. Like the last movie was fun and stuff. But I was like, okay, cool. Now I'm gonna see Furiosa, and I'm content. After seeing this movie, I'm like, yo, like I want to know more about the lore. I want to know more about this shit. Like I want to see more of these action sequences. Like this movie, and I want to see more like characters. I want to actually. I'm like, you know what? I actually got interested with Mad Max. Because I'm gonna be honest, bro. In Fury Road, and it's because it's our fault, right? If anything, I was more interested in Furiosa than Mad Max himself because I'm like, Mad Max is not really doing that much. He's like solo, I'm gonna do my own thing type shit.
Yeah.
He's just riding along. And with this movie, it made me think like, dang, like maybe I should go watch the other movies and see how Mad Max became Mad Max and like his thing. Maybe it's just as good as we got from this movie with Furiosa. We saw how Furiosa became who she is and how badass she is, you know? So yeah, that movie, that's like another reason why this movie is definitely a lot better because it makes you want more, bro. Basically.
That's facts.
You know, but yeah, so recap, Fury Road, Mario and I both gave it an 8. For this movie, Furiosa, we're both giving it a 9. And we do recommend you guys go see it, especially in Dolby, if you guys can.
Yeah.
Right? If you guys, because I get it, man. Dolby, sometimes
They're
I hate
expensive,
it.
dude.
Yeah, I
They're
fucking
$20
hate it doing
now.
Dolby as well sometimes. Like, we'd only do that rare. Like, now it's we have the A-list shit.
Yeah. But
But
back
back
then,
then, no, it'd be like special shit.
like for like, well,
Across the Spider-Verse, we did that.
we
Dolby.
did that in Dolby, but I was gonna say Oppenheimer. I was like, no, we watched Oppenheimer in IMAX. But even then, like for example,
Yeah,
like
we had to
IMAX
drive. Like we had to drive somewhere. I don't even know where the fuck
I
we
forgot
went.
what it was, but it was like a half-hour drive,
Something
40-minute
like that,
drive,
bro. Yeah.
just to see it in IMAX. And I mean,
And
it was worth it.
dude, the seats were trash.
The seats were so trash.
The seats were trash, bro.
I forgot how much you
my
paid for the
God.
ticket. It was like around $20. I'm like, bro,
think,
dude.
The seats were like normal seats. They were not even reclined seats, and like they were super close, bro.
Yeah, they were ass.
I was like I was touching elbows with my like the person next to me and shit. Bro.
oh no,
Dude, it was a shitty it was just a shitty experience. And like I said, we talked about it as well in the theater. Like the audio wasn't as great either, so I couldn't really hear what they were saying and stuff. And that's why that's like a movie I had to rewatch, bro. Because I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And that's why that review is probably one of our worst ones.
I would say more disappointing.
Yeah,
More disappointing.
Yeah,
You know what I
it
mean?
definitely was, man. And we apologize and it's just those reasons, man. It's just the theater that we went to just wasn't great. And even I think Hav said it as well, like he couldn't hear as well. And that's just I'm blaming it on the theater, bro, because I'm like, what the fuck? I can't really understand what they're saying. The audio seems weird. And another thing as well is as we were leaving, people were saying that as well. Like, oh, like what the heck? I couldn't hear some of that stuff and stuff. Like they were saying that. I don't know if you.
I don't remember.
Hav and I caught it. We're like, yo, okay, so it's not just us.
All right.
That's why Buddy. That's why Buddy in front of us had a teleprompter. Remember that guy? Yeah. He had his phone up with his like the subtitles on. But now it's probably because he was probably disabled or something. But either way, like.
I know what you mean, bro. Trust
yeah,
me.
man. So
that whole third act is what confused the shit out of me. I was actually like keeping track. I was like, all right, I get everything. But that third act came, I was like, I'm confused the fuck out right now.
Man, dude. And it just doesn't help when you can't hear what they're saying, But that was probably the worst like theater we went to, bro.
And that's why when we reviewed Dune Part 2, I was like, you know what? That was like one of those type of movies where like, you know what? We did it justice.
Oh yeah, Adobe, right?
We did it justice.
Yeah, I still want to rewatch it though. I gotta rewatch it. But yeah, guys. So thank you guys so much for listening. We're gonna jump into the spoiler section for Furiosa. 3, 2, 1. All right, Furiosa, man. So yeah, we actually get a lot of like backstory, man. We see everything from when she was, taken and stuff, and basically the main villain, right, which is Dementis, Chris Hemsworth. So yeah, so basically Furiosa, we see her as a kid in her area. We see that these weird like bikers, like just we don't know what they are yet.
What I'm assuming when we first meet his gang is they're like a startup town or like a startup like gang. You know what I mean? Because when you first meet them, they're in the middle they're surrounded by sand dunes, bro.
Yeah.
And so I'm assuming they're just starting out.
Yeah, they're basically so they were like raiders, I guess. Yeah. And they discover the green place, right? That's where we see Furiosa and her sister. They're like picking like peaches and stuff, and then Furiosa attempts to sabotage their like motorbikes, but later she's captured and taken away. And then we see the border. We see like. It's the green place, right? It's like all green nature and legit right like after it's just pure desert. It's like what the fuck. And so yeah, they're out there. So we see them taking her, and obviously her mother is to the rescue, doing her thing, sniping motherfuckers, and basically trying to prevent them from exposing the green place. Exactly, because this green place is where they have like water, they have food, they can grow
those
plants.
Fucking houses that look like normal ass houses.
Yeah, type stuff. And while everyone else is living in a wasteland, fucking like living really poor, bro. Yeah. To the point where water is super valuable and shit. So that's what's happening. And then we eventually see her mother actually saving her because they get to the encampment. Yep. And by the time they get there, actually, there's only one survivor out of like 5. Because we see that whole chase sequence.
Which is a good chase sequence.
Like a chase sequence where the mother's killing everybody, and even Furiosa's doing her thing, her part. And fucked up the last guy. Like
it's crazy that even at a young age, because she's like what, probably like 8 or 9 or some shit.
Yeah,
she knows like, hey, I can't let them know where the Greenland's at.
Exactly,
they cannot know about it.
Exactly, and so obviously the last person that's alive that has her is about to talk with Chris Hemsworth and tell this is where the green place is, but he couldn't because Furiosa did a thing where. I forgot. She knocked him off his bike and like tied something around his neck that he wasn't able to speak. And so they found out he couldn't speak. They tried making him like draw a map of where it was, and that's where Furiosa like kicks him and basically like he ends up dying. So they don't find out where the green place is. Essentially,
which still confusing because I'm like, what the fuck happened? That's where I'm thinking. I'm like, so when I see the green place, the green because like in that moment I'm like, all right, cool, but they don't know about it. Okay, that raises the question: what the fuck happened there? Yeah,
Yeah, and so now Dementis and his like gang is like, all right, well, we got to find out where she came from, bro. And they're out there, trying to find out. They stumble across a random war boy, the guy that like they paint themselves white, they're bald and stuff. They're from the Citadel. And he basically exposes, oh yeah, I'm from, this is right over the Citadel. Like, oh, it's over there. And he says, yeah, we got water, all that stuff. And obviously this is not the green place, but there is food, there is water. So Dementis thinks, oh, this must be the place. And so they end up going there. They pull up with their gang, and we see the main villain from Fury Road. I don't know his name. I forgot his name.
I forgot his name too.
Immortan Joe. That's his name. The Immortan Joe.
That weird looking motherfucker.
The weird looking guy.
Yeah.
Like, is he breathing through like his shit? You saw that?
I think he has some sort of disease.
Like, he's breathing through his back type shit.
Yeah, I know, because that thing on the back, it moves when he breathes in and out.
Yeah, like an inhaler, like an asthma type of like bag.
I'm assuming he has like some sort of disorder or some shit. Because I don't know what the fuck is up with that.
And so he's the leader of the Citadel, and this is where he has access to like water from like deep down in the earth. He's able to grow food and stuff. And so that's his deal. Then we have the bullet farm where people are making bullets. Then we have the gas town where people are making gasoline. And so what they do is they trade, right? Because, hey, the Citadel needs gas. Hey, they need food. So they trade, and that's when Fury Road comes in. And that's basically how the real world works, bro.
Yep.
You got resources that we want. What do? We trade.
Yep.
And so, yeah, Dementus is there, pulls up, basically just says, yo, man, what's up, man? I'm Dementus. I want your shit. If not, we go to war. And he's really funny about it.
I know.
And this is like another cool scene where I think Immortan Joe says, well, pick one of my comrades, or like something like that.
Yeah.
And like Chris Hemsworth has one of his guys and like says, all right, pick one. And then he does like a kamikaze type shit.
Where he sprays that iron or whatever the fuck.
And then we get a whole war shit going on, man. We see like a whole war.
I don't know. When in this scene, bro, what I was thinking when I saw that, I'm just like, I get it. He doesn't know how shit runs here in the Citadel, but I wouldn't like all my bikes in one place. I would be like, all right, leave half here, half of us go in. You know what I mean? Because he loses a lot of people. This is just me thinking, right? But I wouldn't have all my fucking bikes there.
So my thing is, dude, is like, okay, this kind of answers some questions. Is like, okay, so first off, where do these guys come from? Who are they? I thought when we were watching this movie, I'm like, oh, are these the guys from the Citadel? That's what I thought. But no, they're not. They're different people. And it's like, okay, where do they come from? And so does that mean in Fury Road, are those the same people? You know what I mean?
The people in the Citadel?
No, like let's say Gastown and like Bullet Farm. Like, is it Chris Hemsworth's people? Because we find out Chris Hemsworth, like obviously we're spoiler sections. He dies. Like he ends up.
I
killed.
think because of that war we get at the end, that most of his people die. But I'm assuming that he probably maybe left like a couple people in charge of Bullet Farm and Gastown.
That's
just because like it's like if I was him and I was a leader, I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna take everyone. I'm gonna leave a skeleton crew. And maybe that skeleton crew maybe takes charge. Maybe the people of Gastown and Bullet Farm kill his old crew because obviously he probably left a few people. He need a majority of them for the war. But mostly what I'm thinking is either two options: that, or he took everyone and he said, man, fuck that.
Yeah.
If I have control over the fucking water and food, they need to function with me, so might as well take all my people with me. But obviously, if that's what happened, then all his people die. Like legit, he's the last one alive because Furiosa kills the other two in his like main vehicle that he would ride.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. Did she kill the other biker?
Which one?
Because you know how they split up. The one went forward, he went left, and there was the one on the right. Did she kill the one on the right?
No, because as he was running away, he got captured by like other people.
Oh, okay.
He got captured. Yeah, he got captured by other people.
You're right. Yeah,
I don't know who they are. But
yeah,
some
they're in
faction
Fury Road though.
Or something.
Yeah, but I remember them.
But yeah, so and then there's like a whole war going on and stuff, and so Dementus and his group they're forced to leave. They're, shit. So they come up with a plan. They said, all right, man, well, this ain't working. We got to run this shit, and they end up taking control over Gastown.
Yep.
And they do that by
they steal one of the convoys that
one of
was
those
going
convoys
back to the Citadel, and they basically the Dementor. What was his name? Dementus basically does like a little like espionage shit where he dresses up one of his own people in like the War Boys white skin, whatever the fuck. He sends them in there. It doesn't work because the guy who runs Gastown doesn't fucking believe it. And so he's like, oh shit. He sees this like, yo, they're not buying it. I gotta come up with something. This is kind of where you see him go crazy because he ends up killing his own people in order to fucking take control of Gastown.
Yeah.
And so that's how he was able to take control of it. He gets in, they let him in, they fuck everyone up in that bitch, and now he has control of Gastown, and they're forced to trade. The people of the Citadel are now forced to trade with him.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep, bro. And so that's basically what happened. So after he captures Gastown, he heads up to Citadel, and he's basically trying to negotiate now. He's like, hey, man, we run this shit now. We run Gastown, and we want like specific, we want your supplies and stuff, and if not, we're gonna blow it up or something like that.
Yep.
And now Immortan Joe, right, the leader of the Citadel, he's now left to basically do what he says, man. Like he's all right, hey, you took control of Gastown, fuck it, but under one condition, and that condition being, what was it? He takes Furiosa from her. They're on some weirdo shit, bro. They're on some pre-ordering shit. You saw that?
Yeah.
So hey, actually, let me see if I can find it here. I'm trying to see if I could find the where is it? If not, you could lead it from here.
Okay, so basically, when they're coming down to the arrangements of this shit, they were saying like, hey, okay, I'll give you gas. I need gas. I'll give you this as much in food, but also I also want your daughter that you so and so are saying, because this whole time you got to remember that Furiosa is traveling with Chris Hemsworth's character, so you got to keep that in mind. And so this is when the guy who's in charge of the Citadel basically says, hey, I want your daughter because she can become one of my wives, which is
because they're like who presents her? Is it the physician, like the doctor, or like, oh, this is my daughter, never been touched by a man?
Oh, that's Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, she's pure, like healthy, never been touched by a man.
No illness.
No disease. She's never been touched by a man, all this stuff. And it's like, well, hopefully not. She's a kid, right?
Yeah.
And so Immortan Joe is like, oh, shit, right. And she's never been touched, huh? Shit. Well, for an exchange, let's do the deal. I want your physician, your doctor.
Yep.
And I want your daughter. Or like, no, because he asked, like, is your father? And she's like, no.
No.
And okay, well,
he slaughtered my mother.
Slaughtered my mother and stuff. He's like, okay, well, clearly she's not your
kid.
You're not your kid, so I want her. And she will grow up and become one of my wives. And to me, at that point, I'm like, yo, these weirdo, like, what's going on?
Yeah, I know.
They're like pre-ordering, bro.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't even know how old she is at this point, but she's like a kid, and he's like. He's like, oh, like he got
defensive. The Chris Hemsworth character. He's like, no, not for sale, not possible.
Oh, he's like, she's mine. But like, I wonder if like that was part of the plan though.
I don't think so, just because of how defensive he got. 'Cause I think at this point, bro, I seriously think that he probably thought of Furiosa as like his own kid. Because remember, at this point, we know that he lost his family. He says like, "Oh, I used to have a family and daughter, but something happened, obviously."
Yeah.
So I think at this point, he probably saw her as like, "Yo, this is kind of like my daughter. I'm kind of protecting her." But obviously, he didn't care that much because he willingly gave her up, even though he did have some frustration with it. Ultimately, he was like, "Fine, go ahead, take her back." Because I think Furiosa said like, "Oh, he slaughtered my mother. He's not my father." So he was hurt by that. So go ahead, take her. I don't want her no more. And I think that's when we see the otherwise. He goes into there, and then this is where I had that feeling, bro, where you're like, yeah, yo, they're pre-ordering whatever the fuck, right? Is one of the sons was like playing with her hair, and I'm like,
yeah,
hey, yo, on, okay.
No, so yeah, a lot of shit happens, guys. So I have the shout out to Wikipedia. This is from Wikipedia. I have like the synopsis of the movie, so like it can remind us and stuff. And what I'm seeing here, it basically confirms what our thought was.
Okay.
But go ahead, I'll let you finish.
No, okay, so the guy was playing with Furiosa's hair, and immediately in my thought, I'm like, yo, no, this movie's getting dark.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't way this is about to happen.
Wait, hold on. Before that, right? Before that, they do the deal, and they take Furiosa to this vault, and this is where he has like all of his wives
that we see.
And like
she's
the only kid, and like in hopes of she comes of age and is able to give Immortan Joe another heir, basically another son.
Yeah.
And this is the part where like she's there watching, and then that dude, his son Rictus, I think
the big
Rictus,
one, the bigger dude, yeah.
His name is Rictus, I think, and that's where he pulls up behind her and playing with her hair.
Dude, that shit. I was watching. I'm like, no way, this movie's about to gonna go this angle. I'm like, that's fucking weird. Yeah. But eventually, we do find out. I think what I took from it is that it wasn't that her hair, I think, had some sort of like details about that and her arm. Remember, he was also playing around with her arm where she had tattooed it the way back to Greenland. So once I'm like, oh, okay.
But here's the thing. Because here in Wikipedia it says that he does indeed try to grape her.
Oh, for real? Oh,
and shit. I got that. And like, I'll explain it.
Okay.
So at nighttime, well, yeah, he was feeling. He's like, yo, what the fuck was with these beads? Like, what the hell? He's just looking at it and stuff. And she leaves because she's uncomfortable, and she has that seed in her hair.
Oh yeah,
she doesn't
you're right. I forgot about that.
And so she doesn't want him to find it. Right. So she ends up leaving. Then it's at night. She's sleeping. He kidnaps her. He basically takes her.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He takes her. Like, what the fuck's going on? And he has her in a room, and like he's looking at her like yo, on some weirdo shit. And then he like notices the arm.
Mm-hmm.
He like notices like the arm. He's like, yo, what is? Because he's feeling her arm on some like weirdo shit.
Yep.
Okay, because I know you said, "Oh, what if it's like maybe he noticed it?" No. He noticed at that moment after he kidnapped her, after he's trying to do crazy shit.
Because I forgot the seed was in her hair. Yeah. I thought she like put something in her hair to like help her remember the map.
No.
I thought that's what it was. Okay, I was completely wrong.
No, he was just curious about the beads, right? He's like, "What the fuck?" But her, she just didn't want him to find that seed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So anyway, after he takes her and he's feeling her arm. On some weirdo shit.
Yeah.
That's when he notices the tat, and he's like, and he's like flipping it over. He's like, "What the hell?" And that's where she makes noise with her hair, and he gets distracted. Oh yeah, the hair. Let me look at your hair. And that's where she like escapes because she ends up cutting her hair, gluing it to like a bowl or something, and she puts it on her head so it looks like she has hair. And so as he's playing with it, she's able to like escape. And that's how she escapes.
Yeah.
But no, I'm reading it here. Yeah, it says that he tries to grape her.
Oh my god.
And that's what I had a feeling, man. It's like, yo, it's some crazy shit.
Yeah, because when they're in that the wives like room, whatever the fuck, when he grabbed her hair, I initially thought that, but I thought that too. I completely forgot. Like I said, I forgot. No, about it probably.
Well, it could have been two things. It could have been like he was actually genuinely interested, and he was just noticing the beads. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It could have been those two things. But she left because of the seed thing.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Like, yeah, that's much more.
And she also left because it's kind of weird.
Yeah, no,
like, bro, hop off me, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Hell nah. I'm glad, even though it like dipped its toe in it. I'm glad it didn't go down that bad. Yeah,
bro. If it happened,
bro, that would have been fuck. I would have been like, listen, y'all, this is a very dark movie.
You think that would have been too much
for how this movie played out? Yes, because he's not the main villain, and he's more of just like a side character. I feel like that was unnecessary.
What about like to the audience?
I feel like for most people
would have been like, for example, like if they wouldn't show it, they'd just show like him caressing her, and then her walking out of the room like crying and stuff.
I mean, that's fucked, dude.
That's what I'm saying. It was too much for the audience. Maybe that's why they didn't go with it. Because I'm trying to remember. If like I've seen movies where they actually
showed it.
Not showed it, but they implied it.
They implied it. I mean, we saw it in 13 Reasons Why. That's the only thing I can really think of. But
I'm trying to think of like recent movies. I can't think
of recent movies. The last thing I really think of is 13 Reasons Why. And I remember
they actually showed it there.
Dude, remember they showed the girl getting. Remember, it's in the hot tub. That's where it happens.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're right.
And it was too much, but it ultimately ended up being a positive because it sparked a conversation about it and all that. Like, hey, yo, like, what the fuck? We need to talk about this sort of thing. It just depends. And here, I would be able to watch it, and I would have been like, yo, too much for me. But I would have said it was unnecessary though, because he's not the main villain. He's just a side character who's bad. Don't get me wrong. But he's not the main villain. If anything, it's his father, but he's not the main villain of this movie. It's the other guy. It's Chris Hemsworth's character. So that's why I would think it would be unnecessary.
Yeah, you're right, bro. I definitely agree. But yeah, here reading the synopsis, I guess like that was his intention.
Okay.
And it kind of makes sense, bro, because I had that feeling.
Me too.
I had that feeling, man. But that's fucking. Even the fucking dad though, like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna take her because she could be my wife. It's like. Why are you thinking that right now?
Yeah, I know. Well, I was laughing. I'm like,
pre-ordering.
I was like, yo, no way, bro. That's crazy, dude. Even in his current wise in Fury Road, there were some motherfuckers in there. I was like, yo, some of these are kind of young. Like, what the fuck?
In Fury Road, really?
Yeah. Well, young. None of them look like they were in their. Some of them probably were in their 20s.
No, yeah. I know what you mean. They did look young. Mm-hmm. And so, okay, after we explain, she escapes, right? She escapes the dude, but like she distracts him with her beads in her hair. She cut off her hair, put it in a bowl, and whatever. She ends up escaping. So she ends up escaping, and she now disguises herself as a male, as a mute teenage boy, and she ends up working her way up the ranks for Joe's men for over a decade, and helps build the war rig. That's what that is.
Yep.
A heavily armed supply tanker that can withstand raider attacks in the wasteland, basically. And so, yeah, she's working up the ranks basically as a guy trying to control the war rig and like find her way back home. And as they're on the mission, right, we meet some other guy. I don't know where his I don't know what his name is. Do you remember?
I forgot his name, but basically it's kind of like a mentor character to her in a way, where like Furiosa already has that passion and that need for revenge, and this guy just kind of just like points her.
I guess his name was his name Jack.
I can look it up.
I see it right here. So Jack recognizes her potential, and she's promoted to the rank of Praetorian. I'm assuming that's the person that drives the rig. He offers to train her to escape. Yeah, it's him. He offers to train her to escape the Citadel if she helps him rebuild his crew. Eventually, the two fall in love and resolve to run away together one day. Yeah. And that's another thing as well, is like, at this point, when they were at that rig, was she still like a teen or something? Or was she like a grown like woman? I was confused.
When they're at the war rig part?
Where she... Yeah, her first attempt of trying to escape and hijack the place, and like that's where Jack is. Jack is the guy that was originally the.
I think at this point she's like probably like in her either mid
is she an
to
adult
late,
or she is still a kid, like a teen.
No, I think she's a teen at this point. I remember there being an age gap right here. This is where they end one of the chapters and they begin a new one. So I think there's a time skip here, from what I remember.
And I guess and here's like another. It's like another weird thing where like. I'm just confused because I don't know if she was a grown adult, because if she was still a teen, then that's kind of strange, because like, okay, you met her like you're a grown dude, you met her as a teen, and then like.
No, I know what you mean.
Because you two fall in love, but I get it if y'all both grown, you know.
I know what you mean.
But I was just confused, like, but if they were already grown, then I guess it's whatever. So yeah, that's what happens. So Jack is like ends up promoting her and basically saying, "Hey, I'll teach you everything you know. Just help me rebuild my crew, and you could go wherever the fuck you want." And they eventually fall in love, and they plan to go to the Green Place together, right? And so at this point, this is where I'm just read this off right here. Immortan Joe decides to attack Gastown as Dementis mismanagement has led the facility to near ruin. Oh yeah, it's true. Because as they're trying to do like another delivery to Gastown, for some reason their people are going against him. And, like, it's just fucked up shit. And so now everything is going downhill, and this is where Dementis is so funny, because Dementis is like, all right, whatever. Well, at this point, he's like, I want to take ownership of the Citadel. What can I do next? We're gonna raid the Bullet Farm. Yeah. And so now his goal is to take control of the Bullet Farm. So now he's in control of the gas town and Bullet Farm. That way, so Immortan Joe, he has no choice but to listen, because like, hey man, without this shit,
you're fucked.
You're fucked. We could take you out, basically, because without guns, without gas, you're immobilized. And so that's basically Dementis' like whole plan, right? While Furiosa is trying to escape, but not only that, also kill him. That's like her main goal. But yeah, so as the facility is near ruin, this is Gastown. Immortan Joe, right? He orders Jack and Furiosa to collect weapons and ammunition from Bullet Farm and an aligned mining facility, right? However, Dementis ambushes the war rig when it arrives, so he was already there. So he ends up ambushing them on the war rig. We get this cool like. Oh,
we see how we should mention that shotgun that we see in Fury Road. She gets it in this movie. We never mentioned it. Small little detail, but because it connects to Fury Road, I thought I should bring it up again. We see that shotgun and we see it get used in action. It was pretty raw.
Yeah. And so they get ambushed here at the Bullet Farm because Dementis was there first, and we get this cool like typical action shit that's going on.
I really enjoyed she deadly with a scope.
Oh yeah,
she's fucking deadly as fuck with the scope.
Same as like her mother and everyone else. Like, yeah, she was sniping motherfuckers, bro. But yeah, as she's as they're doing this whole little battle thing going on, they end up escaping together, right? And that's where Dementis actually suits up his truck, his own.
It's like a monster truck, like a mini. I'm not gonna say a fully monster truck, but like a mini monster truck.
Yeah, and he ends up chasing down Furiosa and Jack, and this is the part where like it's crazy, man, because they end up. Do you want to take it from here? They end up they're chasing him down.
Yeah, they're chasing him down. They're trying to basically Jack and Furiosa think they're in the clear. They think they're like, oh, he's not gonna chase it down, and they're trying to go to the Green Line at this point.
Yeah.
But no, obviously not. They chase the Chris Hemsworth's character chases them down, finds them eventually. Right. They eventually get into he kind of just rams into him, and you were on your phone. You didn't see this.
Yeah.
This is how Furiosa loses her arm, her left arm. I'm pretty sure it was. So basically, I think she was about to go shoot him with the shotgun, right? But that's at the same time he's ramming the car with his fucking gigantic ass tire, and so she's caught in between that, bro. And I don't know, because you're on your phone. I don't know if you saw my reaction, but I was like, oh.
I heard you. Yeah.
I was like, God damn, that's how she loses her arm. Because this whole time I'm watching, I'm like, she still has both her arms. Like, I know she loses one because in Fury Road, but that's how she loses her arm, and that's how that basically all goes down. And
that's really how she lost her arm.
Because not how she officially lost. That's how she basically.
Like it basically crushed, like immobilized.
Immobilized. Eventually, we do see it in legit a couple minutes after, where basically the Chris Hemsworth's character has both Furiosa
they captured him
and Jack captured. At this point, this is where you see him like, okay, bro, he's a lunatic. He's gone, because we kind of get a scene with just him, and it's focusing on his face, and it's kind of zooming in where he like takes a drink of some shit, and it's a slow zoom in, and it's kind of like he has no peace. He has everything in the sense where like, bro, you have control of Gastown. You could have a decent life in the waste. Like, you're kind of set up. But even as if he wants more, he doesn't have like, bro, I'm not satisfied. And it's a cool moment where you're giving death to your villain. And that's what I love about this. And that's what more movies need to do. Hence, like, MCU. Hence, the old DCU with, like, Blue Beetle's villain. Remember that lady? Or they were just, like, they just felt like placeholders, bro. Where it's like, no, you got to do it like this. Like there's death to this motherfucker. You know what I mean? But after that, little cool scene with Chris Hemsworth's character, we see that Furiosa was he hung Furiosa on like this chain, her fucked up arm. She was hung up by, so that's even more gruesome. And had Jack going around in circles tied to a motorcycle, and he's just walking around and shit. And here's the part where I'm confused.
I think he
dies, right?
I think he's died
because they never really focused back on that.
No.
It just went straight to Furiosa, because we see after this moment with Chris Hemsworth's character that after he's done with his little like solo moment right in the movie right here, he goes back to check in on Furiosa. He's like, wait, but no one's there. It's just her fucking arm that she cut off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how the fuck did she do that? One, but still, either way, it's badass as fuck, right? And the next scene we see, she's just driving off in her motorcycle, and we never see Jack again.
No.
So I'm confused. Is he? I'm assuming he's dead.
Oh yeah, I'm assuming he's dead, bro. Because let's see my reader here. Furiosa and Jack barely escape, but Furiosa's left arm is severely injured, and Jack is forced to abandon the war rig. Dementis catches up with her unarmed escape vehicle and tortures Jack to death.
Oh, that's why to death. Damn, that's fucking.
So Furiosa escapes by cutting off her injured arm, and basically severing her last ties to the green place in order to survive. She returns to the Citadel as an unidentified male loner looks, and she forms distance from a black interceptor. What is that?
I'm trying to remember that.
From a distance, black interceptor? I'm not sure, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess he's tortured to death, bro, and
they
never really show it, but
they don't show it.
Yeah, I guess he was.
It's one thing where you're left to assume.
And so she goes back to the Citadel
and
basically explains what his whole plan is, what Dementis' plan is to Immortan Joe, and essentially what they want to do is they want to force Immortan Joe and his army to leave the Citadel and go to Gastown because they think that they're still there. But Furiosa's saying, hey, that's what he wants you to do. Stay here, because once you guys are gone, they're going to come up here and take everything. And so that's where Immortan Joe is like, all right, bet, we're going to listen. We're going to stay here. And
they kind of, and that's what happens, right? They trick him. They trick the Chris Hemsworth character, right? Yeah. And they kind of skip over it.
So this is, okay. So yeah, after that, it says right here, a 40-day war ensues, during which most of Dementis' horde is killed. So we have like this, they recapped it, like, I guess because of all this, we have a war, like a 40-day war.
40-day war.
And we just see glimpses and stuff. Like, we don't really get to see it or anything, because I get it. It's a long-ass war. And so I guess that's what mostly killed like his majority of his
army
men.
Because what we really see are the remnants of his army, not so much of the war pigs. The war pigs, what are they called? War pigs? War boys?
War boys are the white ones.
Yeah,
like
the war boys, them. Yeah, we all we see are them left in this like battlefield of a fucking area. It's like, oh, so right there, I assume like, I'm like, oh, they fucking won. It makes sense because they're in Fury Road.
Yeah. So, having lost her lover in her path home, Furiosa shaves her head, replaces her arm with a mechanical prosthetic, and engages in a solo pursuit of the warlord as he flees with the remnants of his horde. So, yeah, they basically lost the war, bro. Dementis is out here running away with his remaining people, and Furiosa now, like, is like, all right, now he's mine. I'm about to kill this motherfucker.
Time to end.
And so, yeah, so she basically ends up chasing him, and that's where they do the whole split up thing, remember?
Yep.
And me, I already kind of knew what the fuck. Like, come on, man. If you see people split up, and you know the main guy's on that main, like, motorcycle, like...
horse thing? Like, I know what you mean.
Motorcycle horse looking shit. Like, what is it called? The carriage? Like a... Not a carriage, but like a...
I know what you're talking about.
What are those things called, man?
I don't know what they're called, but like
it's gladiator you see.
Yeah.
Like,
it's one of those typical things you always see in those medieval movies where like,
Yeah.
yes, like, charge, and the guys...
And you're in a cart, and it's like two horses pulling you.
Yep.
I don't know what that's called, but
I don't
instead
know
of
what it's
horses, it's motorcycles.
Uh-huh.
So to me, I already knew what was gonna happen. Is like they were gonna switch. So Furiosa obviously chases that carriage horse thing, right? Thinking it's him, but it's not. And to me, I was like, all right, man, like, come on, you should have known. Bro.
Yeah.
You should have known.
Come on there.
But yeah, we find out that he's actually alone, and he's driving into like that the sandstorm situation, and he's just there. Like immediately just cuts him like driving into the sandstorm, then him waking up. Oh shit, I got no more water. There's a slit. What the fuck? He gets out. My tire's gone. What the fuck? And that's where Furiosa is, like, on some Batman shit, bro. Like,
yeah, because the guy said like you could have killed me at night, but you chose.
But you didn't. Yeah. Exactly. And I'm assuming this is the part because it's one of those things where I want you to remember me.
Yeah.
I want you to know.
Do
who
you
I
remember
am.
my mother?
Yeah.
Say her name.
Exactly.
Barbara.
No, yeah, that's like on some Batman shit, bro. Like on some
that was in the movie Batman v Superman. People made fun of it. I don't remember the movie, but I remember people making fun of like say her name. Like the whole point comes down to this. Like really, and people were like frying like this is a terrible movie. What the fuck? Like say her name, Barbara.
But yeah, it's typical stuff like that, man. Where she wants to kill him, but she wants the satisfaction of like
torturing him,
him, but also like.
Acknowledging,
knowing who's killing him.
Yeah, there you go. That
you know what I mean? Because if he's like, oh, he's probably gonna just like, oh, it's just some random thug, like, but no, like the fact that you know who it is, and like, oh shit, this person's about to kill me. Damn, it's a way, like it hits different.
Yeah,
and so that's what she's end up trying to do. So she has like a conversation, like, hey, do you remember me and stuff? He's being a bitch and saying basically saying out of which one, like, was she screaming? Was she blah blah blah? Like that's how fucked up this guy is, man.
Yeah.
But still a great fucking actor, man. Because you could just, I don't explain it, man. Like because what you said in the non-spoiler section, were like, oh yeah, you see him as Thor. Like right here, I wasn't.
Me neither. I wasn't thinking Thor. I was like, wow,
yeah,
he's
really
I see him
good,
as
man.
this character.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And so she demands the life and years he took from her. So remember, she's screaming, I want my years back and stuff. But obviously you can't, right? But Dementis taunts her back, reminding her that he lost his entire family and that revenge will not make her whole. So because he knows,
he's like, bro,
he knows that feeling, and he tells her, hey, you're like me, and she's like, I'm nothing like you. And it's like another like we've seen this before, you know, but I still like it how it's done, and it's kind of true, man. And that's that sense of story is like, okay, after all this, even if you do kill me, even if you torture me to death, he said to himself, if you're not gonna kill me fast, you're gonna have to kill me slow. Either way, nothing is gonna give you your mother back or the years you lost back. You're still gonna be sorrowing, and you know. And to me, I really like this scene that they have with each other. It's like really powerful, and I really like the message, and it's true, man. Unfortunately, it's just how it is.
Yep.
She'll only have the satisfaction of her ending it, right? Her ending it, but she'll never be free from it. You know, because it'll always be with her, and that's what he's out here trying to explain before her like it
never goes away. It'll never go away.
Exactly. And so, and there's been rumors, right, saying how he was tortured to death or he was just killed with a gunshot and stuff like that. But later, we actually find out the real thing that happened, right? It's that so we get a voiceover. We don't even know who it is, right?
We don't know I don't know the voice.
We get a voiceover. He's like a narrator. Right?
Yeah.
He's saying that that suggests that Furiosa spares Dementis but imprisons him in the Citadel, using his living body as fertilizer to grow a peach tree from the peach pit she picked during her last day in the green place, which is that seed that she kept in her hair.
Yeah.
And so she uses it to plant it inside of him, and like now uses him as fertilizer. And I'm like,
and it's
this part. I'm like, okay, I don't get this part.
But here's, I think
I don't get this part.
I don't know. It's weird.
Is it real or not, or is it like
I don't know?
Could it be that he like what the narrator was saying? Some people believe that he was tortured to death. Some people believe that she just shot him in the head. Or could it be this? Is this the real reason?
Okay. This actually happened. The tree thing actually happened because the narrator says, "I know this because she told me herself."
Right. Okay.
I don't know if you noticed that same spot is where her and Jack would meet up, and like that was like their cute romantic spot. That because remember when they first did that headbutt shit where they're like, doing that, what I don't know.
He said headbutt. Like where you put your head against the other person's head.
Yeah, that right. You know. They had their toes in like this little puddle of water. And that's what I reckon. I'm like, oh, that's the same puddle, like, and that's where the tree gets its water. I'm like, oh, it makes sense. Gotcha. That's how I was able to put it all together.
But his fucking
it grows.
The tree was growing out of him and through his like crotch, bro.
Yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah, I saw that.
So I'm like, yo, buddy got a real bush. Hey, yo, literally.
He said, "Go taste my nuts."
For real. Literally got a bush on him, bro.
Oh my god!
But yeah, like the tree's growing out of his junk, man. It's like, what the hell? At this point, this is where like, okay, but how's this happening? Like, and this is where part I was kind of getting lost. I'm like not lost completely, but I was like, that's weird. Okay, so but I guess that's what happened. Yeah, you're right, Mario. It is what happened because the narrator says, well, she told me herself.
And that's what I'm like, who did she?
Who the
tell?
fuck is this narrator?
No, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to think. I'm like, who the fuck could she tell?
Maybe they'll say right here. But anyways, so for her services, Immortan Joe promotes Furiosa to Imperator and gives her command of the new war rig. She eventually meets Joe's 5 remaining wives in the vault where Joe once held her prisoner. In the final scene, the 5 wives hide in Furiosa's war rig the night before another supply run.
Yeah.
And that is where it straight up leads into Fury Road. And that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much how it ends, dude.
Oh, we should mention it's a little thing. You do see Max in the movie.
Oh yeah,
there's a snippet where I think it's like in the third act, I think, where you just see Max chilling with his car and shit and all that, and it's an overview.
Is that scene from Fury Road?
Dude, I think so, because I remember that exact.
Because remember the beginning? Yeah, remember the very beginning is like. It's the very beginning of Fury Road, where Mad Max is just standing there with his car and stuff, and he hears people after him, and that's where he gets in, and that's where like they capture him and stuff. To me, it's like, is that the scene where like before he gets captured?
I think it's just the same shot. I don't think it's it's the same timeline, because it's impossible. Because I think in that scene, it's them either going to Gastown or it's them escaping, some shit like that.
You're right. You're right.
So I think it's just the same shot, and it's just like, hey, Max is still in this universe. Just keep in mind like where you're at in the timeline of these movies. But
yeah, it's just
I
like
forgot
a
to
quick
mention
shot
that
because it's because what are they doing to Furiosa? Were they chasing her? Or they were doing laps around her?
I forgot.
What was happening? Either way, something was happening.
Yeah.
And then Mad Max was there in the distance, like very far away with his car and his. And I guess that's just like a little like. Not an Easter egg because they show it blatantly, but it's like a little like what you said. Hey, this is Mad Max universe. Don't forget it. And maybe people who are fans of the movies were like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
like it's
because when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, that's him." Because I'm like, "That's his car. That has to be him."
Yeah, but it sucks. I wasn't super hyped because I'm like, "All right, well, the Mad Max I got was from Fury Road, and like he didn't really do that much.
I know.
He was badass. Like, he was still cool. He was still a cool character, but like I said, we didn't really know who he was, and like that's our fault, right?
Yeah,
we should have seen the OG movies, but bro, come on, man, like we don't got time for that. Unfortunately, we don't got time for that, right?
Yeah, that's facts.
But yeah, so we do see Mad Max in that very short. Dude.
It was like a couple seconds,
bro. Very couple seconds.
Fan service,
just like a nod, right? But basically, yeah, that's how it pretty much ends, man. From the very start to beginning of how Furiosa became Furiosa, and in Fury Road, we find out the unfortunate outcome, right, where there's the green place is now gone.
It's gone for whatever reason.
People is pretty much diminished, and even in the movie, bro, her people die. All of them die, I think.
believe so.
I think they all die, bro.
Yeah, I think she's the only one left.
And except for the wives, I think two of the actually one of the wives dies.
Though, yeah, the
and then
blonde chick.
one wife that was close with like one of Furiosa's like people that had a bunch of seeds. She took those seeds. Remember that?
Yeah.
So
she's
maybe
probably gonna plant them.
Maybe, yeah, and maybe I don't know. But hey, this is Furiosa Mad Max Saga. So like, what is there gonna be?
I hope
trilogy?
it's a sequel. I hope it's a sequel to Fury Road, bro. That's what I want, low key. Now that we got this prequel, it's like, all right, now I care about
cool.
these characters. Give me a
now,
sequel.
yeah, let's see what Mad Max is doing. Let's see what Furiosa is doing. Okay, yeah, that's fair. No, I agree, bro. I definitely agree. Do you wonder? It kind of makes you wonder what made them not wanting to do a sequel. What made them
maybe
do a prequel and like focus on Furiosa?
I believe.
Because it's been many years, bro. 2015 till fucking now, 2024.
Yeah, I know.
Like, did they have this plan where, like, that's the reason why Fury Road, they focused more on Furiosa? Because they had a plan of, like, oh, the next movie's going to be a prequel about this girl.
Well, it's done by the same director, I'm pretty sure. Both movies are. So maybe the director's like, hey, I kind of want to explain Furiosa more. Because we're coming into this 2015 off the OGs. People are going to realize, like, hey, this focuses more on Furiosa, not so Mad Max. So maybe it's like, okay, I'm gonna do this movie, and then we're gonna have a prequel movie to explain why there's a focus on Furiosa.
Okay.
So maybe that's why. That's just my general thought.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. Directed by George Miller. That's Fury Road. Mm-hmm. So let me see. Is it by the same guy? George Miller. Same guy.
Yeah, but say same guy. I think Fury Road was his debut film too. I think it was his debut.
Really?
I think, yeah. But yeah, so I just want a sequel because I want to know because like from what we ended off in Fury Road, they have control over the Citadel now.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming. Well, like I said, I never seen the trailer for Fury Road. Mm-hmm. If they've shouted out Furiosa or like if she was a part of the trailer a lot, then okay, that makes sense. Like okay, new Mad Max film. Who is this girl? It's another partner.
What I remember from 2015.
Yeah, because I'm on Letterboxd and I'm looking at the cover art and look for Fury Road and Furiosa.
Yeah, that's true. Because it is the two characters in that movie is both of them.
It's
but
both of them.
Furiosa is the MC if you watch it.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe they did change that or something.
Because like I said, from what I remember 2015 when I was in fucking high school, I just saw Mad Max Fury Road. I'm like, oh, it's about some dude, I'm assuming. And then there's the game, and then the game you play as like the dude. So I was like, oh, so Mad Max is based around this guy, like the franchise. That's why I assumed when I was watching this movie, I was like, oh, it's gonna be based on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But either way, man, I definitely want to see another movie, and not gonna lie, I kind of do want to check out the other ones. I want to see what's up.
Yeah, I don't
know if I'm gonna do it anytime soon, just because we're like busy, like on so many shit.
But if there's like a moment, like you know what, tonight might be the night I watch the first one.
Definitely.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Same here.
I want to see what's up with Mad Max.
Yeah,
but this gets me to think. Okay, Fury Road was 2015. This movie was 2024.
I don't think there's gonna be a big gap.
That's what I'm.
Because this movie, a lot of people are liking it.
That's facts.
I think it's like a 90%, around 90% audience score and like 89 critique.
Holy shit.
On Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it's a fire movie.
So it's getting great reviews. I'm assuming the first one got great reviews too, because based off what I saw on the Apple TV when it gave me the review. But I don't think there's. I mean, personally, I don't want a big gap. Another fucking. Was it 2015, 20? Yeah, I don't want. Hell no. Fuck that. Almost fucking 10 years. Hell no.
That's facts.
Hopefully we see one in the next like 2-3 years. You know what I mean?
That's facts, bro. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. We gave our thoughts on the non-spoiler review, the good and the bad. Well, not that many bad, right? And we went through the entire movie, the entire plot and everything. We gave a breakdown, what we thought. And yeah, with that being said, there's pretty much nothing else to really add. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.
Peace.